At the heart of English football, a different feeling began to spread today through the streets and pubs of Newcastle. Amid hushed conversations and exchanged glances, there is a premonition. Something big might be about to happen at St. James Park. It is not just a rumor, it is a growing atmosphere of anticipation, slow and persistent, leaving fans silent and ready to hear the next news. Clues come in small doses, reports hinting at developments, Italian sources watching movements, and social media full of speculation. The city responds in whispers because when the transfer window opens, conversations change. If you want to follow every twist firsthand, subscribe to the channel to catch every detail of Newcastle's negotiations. This is just the opening for what comes next. Reports say that negotiations are not just simple exchanges of numbers. They involve time, the player's willingness, and the coach's plans. Eddie Howe is looking for options, and the board is working behind the scenes. The missing details could change everything in an instant. I will guide you through every piece of this puzzle, explaining what has happened, what is being discussed, and what may come next. Stay alert, because the scene changes fast. Before we move forward with names and figures, it is important to understand why this moment matters for Newcastle. The defense needs youth and quality. A new piece could shift the team's balance. Tactical choices are at play, and practical reasons underpin this interest. We keep the suspense. The main reveal is coming up next, but first, let's connect the dots that explain why this negotiation has made the city so alert. The central news. Newcastle United has reportedly increased their offer for Malik Theo by about £8 million, raising it to a total package close to €40 million, including bonuses, and AC Milan has now shown willingness to accept those terms. Italian sources indicate only formal details remain before the official announcement. Recall that earlier this week, an initial offer of around €30 million was rejected by the Rossoneri, causing doubts about United's resolve. The new amount represents a clear effort to convince Milan to release the player, showing Newcastle is willing to pay a fair premium to secure a young and versatile defensive asset. At AC Milan, the decision is not solely about money. There are sporting plans and profiles of potential replacements in sight. According to reports, the Italian club has already identified possible alternatives for Theo, including promising young Serie A players who could fill his spot. The exit is not official yet, but internal movements point to an understanding between the clubs soon. To contextualize the player, Malik Theo, a 24-year-old German international, has experience in European competitions and offers versatility, able to play as the right-sided centre-back in a back three, occasionally as a right-back and even as a defensive midfielder. This flexibility explains Eddie Howe's interest, as he seeks options with mobility and adaptability to the team's varied needs. Theo's possible arrival affects Newcastle's squad on several fronts: direct competition for a spot, fresher rotation for a long season, and a response to the aging of some centre-backs. If confirmed, it could mean less wear on players like Dan Burn and Fabian Schär, allowing better minute management and more defensive security in crucial Premier League and European games. Despite positive signs, there are still steps to complete: formal agreements between clubs, final player acceptance, and medical examinations. Negotiations may also hinge on contract details, such as performance clauses and bonuses. The truth is, we are close to a conclusion, but the transfer only becomes official when all these points are confirmed and paperwork is signed. Among supporters, the reaction mixes hope and skepticism. Some see Theo as the answer the defense needed. Others urge patience and praise the restraint in avoiding rushed solutions. On social media, debates arise about whether the investment is ideal given other squad priorities. Controversy is part of the package and fuels conversations in pubs and forums across the city. It is also important to consider the financial profile of the deal: guaranteed and variable amounts, impact on financial fair play, and market reflection. Transfers with bonuses are common and allow parties to spread risk. For Newcastle, it means balancing the books and ensuring the operation does not compromise other squad areas. For Milan, it is a chance to reinvest in promising youth. Behind the scenes, intermediaries and agents play a crucial role. The player's role in the decision is decisive. Wanting the move can speed up the process. Sources evaluated by Italian and British bodies indicate Theo views the prospect of playing in the Premier League and European competitions positively, which may have weighed on negotiations and facilitated the club's agreement. If the transfer proceeds, Theo is expected to undergo medical tests and finalize personal details, salary, contract length, and clauses. Newcastle's medical team will need to validate his physical condition, and only then will the presentation be official. Until then, fans keep their hopes alive and follow every step of official confirmations. The Italian press has played a central role in the initial information. Newspapers like La Gazzetta dello Sport reported the interest and sequence of offers, while specialized portals covered the talks' progression. This coverage helped piece together the picture we have today: an improved offer that seems to have convinced Milan to open the door for Theo's departure this summer window. Beyond numbers and tactics, there is a human story, a young player, choosing a new destination, and the impact on his career. Theo will have to consider the role he will occupy at Newcastle and how he will adapt to a new city and league. This personal chapter is often overlooked in headlines but is central to understanding the player's final decision and motivation to move. Following this type of deal, it is worth remembering Newcastle's recent market experiences, delayed exits, targets reaching final stages, and others slipping away. All of this shapes the club's strategy. The board seems determined to secure defensive options, and this move for Theo fits a clear logic of renewing and reinforcing with European talents ready to compete this season. Although we speak in euros and pounds, what matters most to fans is how this affects chances of success on the pitch. A shrewd signing can mean points gained throughout the campaign. If you believe in these improvements, subscribing to the channel helps you follow more analyses and full reactions as soon as details are confirmed. Here, we bring every piece firsthand, with context and transparency. Some analysts already point out Newcastle's strategy to combine youth with experience, and Theo could fit that vision. The performance clause included in the deal might push the player to show his best early on. The club, aware of the Premier League's demands, seeks players who can adapt to an intense calendar and varied styles of play. From a tactical perspective, Theo's versatility gives Eddie Howe options to line up different defensive systems. Whether in a back three or a two centre-back formation, his presence could allow rotation and varied coverage. This flexibility is a boon in multiple competitions, reducing fatigue, risk, and overload injuries. The coaching staff values these traits highly. Considering the competitive calendar, timing is relevant. With the season starting, late signings have less time to adapt. On the other hand, they can bring fresh energy and immediate solutions. Newcastle's decision to accelerate talks shows urgency to finalize the squad with players who guarantee points immediately and consistent performance throughout the campaign. To conclude this informative part, we reiterate there is advanced understanding and that only formalities remain to make everything official. We will continue to follow all developments and bring verified information. The window closes within a time frame that demands speed. Therefore, every move in the next hours can change the panorama. Stay with us for the final outcome when it arrives.